Hey, how's it going, guys? I am super excited because I'm about to do my first ever all NDI IP video production live stream for Old Soul Decor today, and I've learned so much about the nuances of creating a great production with IP video. I want to show you guys some of the cool stuff. Let's take a look. Okay, so the scene is a beautiful boutique and they are doing a live art installation of some custom wallpaper. So the wallpaper is being installed in the art installation area, and then there's also a front window area where we want to be able to extend video using the NDI studio monitor, but we also want to put one extra camera there to show a view of the entire store on the live stream. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so in the art installation space, I'm going to have one overhead camera. That's going to be this camera, so I'll be able to kind of pan, tilt, and zoom with my overhead camera. You'll notice here that I have labeled each one with the IP address. Trust me, that is incredibly helpful when you're doing all of this IP streaming stuff. Now, I have my NDI camera here, again labeled with its IP address. This is going to be on a wall so that I can get like an eye level shot of the art installation space, but I'm also going to use the pan, tilt, zoom capability to do a motion time lapse because there's going to be lots of people and it's going to be a long installation. It's about a 2-hour live stream, so I'll be doing motion time lapses. And then finally, I have my wide angle NDI-HX camera, again labeled there with the IP address, super helpful. And with my wide angle camera, I'm going to have that to kind of get an overhead, so I'll always have a wide angle to cut to. Now over here in the front window case, I'm going to, this is kind of like, let me see if I could explain this better. Basically, if this is the entire storefront, this is where the art installation is. This is the front door where people come in, and we're going to put a television so that people can see the live feed here. So we're going to use a wireless cable, and I'll show that in a second, connected to another PTZ camera up at the front, and we're going to feed an LCD monitor with the NDI video feed. So let me show you guys all the tech. Now, before we get any further, I want to show this. This is what I was originally going to do. I was going to run SDI to our producer kit box, which connects via Thunderbolt to our Intel NUC Skull Canyon, but I wanted to make this easier for myself, and I was thinking, geez, wouldn't it be so much easier if I just did everything over one PoE switch and then used the wireless cable to connect two PoE switches together? And let's go ahead and show that off now. Okay, so this is my mini video production setup that's going to be in the window of the retail store. So I'm going to have one display. They're going to provide a large screen display. It's going to be connected to an Intel NUC computer. This is just a little mini computer, HDMI to the display, Ethernet to my network switch, and my network switch is PoE, and this is going to power one additional camera. Now you notice there's no router. This is generally the router that I'll use. This is the TP-Link AC. This is the Archer 1200. I'm not using it because I'm trying to make this easy for myself. As long as I statically assign all the IP addresses for all the devices in my little island here, I don't need a router with DHCP. I'm surprised everything is working. The only thing that I really wanted to stress in this video is that I had an old version of NDI Studio Monitor on here. I want to say it was about a year old, and there was about a second of latency between I thought it was the wireless cables between my two systems, but it turns out updating to the latest NDI drivers, which are 3.8, it actually made a huge difference, and I cannot wait to see what 4.0 does, because it's going to reduce the processing power that we require to send full high-definition NDI video. Now, I just want to show you my network switch. Woo! This is an 8-port TP-Link. I believe it is the TLSG 1008PE. It's about $100. This is my PoE switch. I've got one here, and then let me show you my other setup over here. Okay, so first of all, you can see the PTZOptics wireless cable on this side connected via Ethernet to our network switch here, which is providing PoE to 1, 2, 3 cameras. And I think probably the most impressive thing for me is that just in my setup phase, I set this up in SDI mode so that I wanted to see, I have 8 inputs here, and I wanted to see the quality difference between SDI and NDI. And when I did this test originally, I was like, wow, most of the cameras look great, equal to SDI, but a couple of them didn't. And what I found out was I had to update my cameras with the latest PTZOptics firmware, which is now available as of today. And I just wanted to share with you guys some of the new firmware updates. So we've removed assignable VSCA addresses in the web UI. We added a new pan tilt reset command. There's a new web server security update. There's new PTZ motion sync, which is experimental. There is assignable UDP port. There's broadcast frame rates. There are pan tilt limit sets, which is I'm really excited about. We have new HTTP CGI commands for direct zoom. I'll put all of this in maybe the description below. Okay, so I've got 3 cameras in here, all right? SDI, NDI, SDI, NDI, SDI, NDI. So basically each camera, same exact feed twice. So I'm going to show them to you and you'll see that there's like literally almost no difference at all. So here is the Zcam-VL, right? Basically from a latency perspective, exactly the same. And take a look at the difference. Literally, I am right now toggling between SDI and NDI. There is literally, I don't see how there could possibly be any concernable difference. Now let's go to the next camera. So here is this is our main camera right here. Okay, again, you know, no discernible latency difference. And then here's, right now you're looking at the NDI feed, that's the SDI feed. NDI feed, SDI feed. I mean, if that is how good the quality is, I don't want to run the extra SDI cables. I don't need them. Here's another camera here. This is our extra, I'm calling this my extra 12x SDI here. All right, this is the NDI feed. This is the SDI feed. Literally, there is no discernible difference. I have pretty good eyes. This is good enough for me to say I'm done with SDI cabling for my own personal video productions where I really care about the quality. So like I said, I'm not using a router. I easily could, but I'm just trying to reduce the amount of devices that I need and power supplies that I need to get. It's nice to have a router. I might actually regret that because I might need DHCP for some odd reason, but I found that everything's working great. So I just want to show you guys a couple quick tips on things you should be thinking about if you're not going to use a router. First of all, when you plug your computer, I'm using this Skull Canyon here, into the network, in Windows, you want to go to Network Connections, and you want to go to Properties, and you actually want to go into the Internet Protocol version 4, TCP IP v4. I know the first time I saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? I have to do this, but this is the way to do it. And you would like to set a static IP address for your computer on the same range as all of the other cameras. If your computer is trying to obtain an IP address via DHCP and there's no DHCP server on your network, it's not going to get one, so you have to statically assign one. So I did that for both of the Intel NUCs on my network because I'm going to be using a LiveView Solo for streaming. I don't want to have to deal with the network that they may or may not have there and the internet access that they may or may not have there. So we've set up the IP addresses. Show you guys the NDI Studio Monitor. Okay, so this is running NDI Studio Monitor. Like I said, I updated it. Now I can see every single camera on my other network because it's basically as if there was a cable connected between this switch and that switch using the PTZOptics wireless cable. Now you can see here the latency is incredibly low. This is what we're seeing here. It's highly acceptable for what I'm going to be doing. And the thing I wanted to mention is that we are going to be live streaming this event in just a couple hours on our StreamGeeks channel. So I'll put a link to that channel below if you want to see what it actually looks like. A completely all IP live stream, all using NDI cameras. I'm a little bit scared. I'm probably going to bring an extra SDI cable, but it's just so much easier to run everything over PoE, everything over the network. I've updated all the firmware on my cameras. I'm running the latest NDI drivers. That's basically the summary of this video. if you're really going to go all IP and replace all of your SDI equipment, make sure you're running the very latest NDI tools. NDI 4.0 is just about to be available to the public. There might be a beta or two out there, and I have to say that I've seen it at least, and it's so, the thing about it is it's 30% faster, and so you can use less and less expensive processing equipment to run NDI. So I'm really excited about that. Check out the production. We'll take you behind the scenes next week, so you'll get to see kind of behind the scenes what everything looked like. I'm really excited about it because it makes my installation easier, it makes my tear down easier. Everything is going to be, I think, a lot better. Last thing is I want to show you guys a live stream that we did at Old Soul Decor about a year ago, and we were using all SDI, all serial equipment. I don't think I would ever go back to the dark ages on that one. In fact, let's go over there. I'll show you what it looked like. So we're going to be live streaming a wallpaper workshop where they're going to do a beautiful installation here inside Old Soul Decor. And I don't know if you guys remember, but about a year ago we did a live stream for Old Soul Decor to show actually wallpaper and jewelry and different things that they have here. And we were using 2 SDI cameras, and we were using analog control cabling. So everything was old school SDI RS-232 serial. So now here we are a year later, and we're gonna go all IP, all NDI. Okay, that's it. Just remember, update your NDI drivers, learn how to use this IP-based video production technology. It's gonna make your life a lot simpler. But hey, I'll be the test guinea pig, okay? Check out the live stream. Tell me if you think the video production quality is good enough for you. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Thanks, guys. Bye.